So Jidenna comes out and he says he's ashamed of how he's treated black women. And that's fine. You know, by all means, if you've done something that's shameful, you should be ashamed. However, the issue that I take is don't bring us into your mess. Like you didn't do what you did because you are a black man. You didn't do that in representation of the black man. You did that because you are Jidenna. You know, you said you strung them along. You did that because Jidenna strung people along. You didn't do that because you were a black man. You know, one thing I get of sisters, I get a black woman this. I have never heard a black woman admit to doing something manipulative, hurtful, or damaging to somebody, and then saying or alluding to her being a black woman as a contributing factor, or her behavior being the standard practice of black women that she's trying to go back and help and make sure that they stop doing this. Black women don't snitch. Jidenna, on the other hand, he plays his role. And this is a funny thing. These are the things that he said he did that he's so ashamed of. If they were creatives, he used them in his artwork. If they were artists, he gave them jobs. He housed them. He fed them. He provided for them. He protected them. His words. This is what he's saying he's ashamed of. He said he would say things to her like, no one is going to love you like I do, the way I do. I mean, cry me a river. You know what I mean? And that's not to discount, you know, what he says, because obviously if he says that he manipulated and stringed people along and feels like he robbed people out of their years, then there's probably more to the story than what he's telling. But that's what he said that he did. Gave jobs, protection, food, whole nine, and then said, no one will love you like I do. I guess that's what he's ashamed of, according to his words. But his vindication that he chooses to speak about is not a personal change, not that I've come to evolve, not that I've grown, not that I've learned, not that I have, tried to go back and allow closure to every woman, the women who I were involved in. Nah, you don't do none of that. You go say, that's what makes you so mad when you see black men because our sister. Cut the pandering, man. Cut the pandering, bro. You can connect with black women without this little pander slam people routine. But I think, you know what? I need to go check. I don't think Jidenna is foundational. That might be it. I don't think he's from the soil. I don't think he's foundational. But this idea that like you're our representative, no. You don't represent me, Jidenna. You did that because you are Jidenna. And by all means, I'm not anti-accountability. I think one of the gifts that you can give a woman that you have, that shared a part of her life with you and it didn't work out, particularly if you were in the wrong, one of the gifts that you can give her is closure through accountability. I'm not mad at that, but you did not do, man, your way of vindicating yourself is getting so mad when you see black people do. What? Why isn't your way of vindicating yourself spending time around black men that are healthy representation of love, spending time around brothers that are happily married, spending time around, older men who really helped me learn what love really looks like? Why is that? Why do you have to shame brothers to make your point? I hate that behavior, man. I said, just made a conscious point that I'm not going to call people names on my YouTube channel and stuff like that anymore. But, man, that's just that. Like, why do you have to do that? You can't make your point without, that's just and then for women to be sharing that and as if it's, you pretty much are proving my point that, at the end of the day, a black man's burden. We are individually praised and collectively held accountable, and it's just a weird flex that I really feel like, man, that's a strange flex to get off on, man. That's a really, I don't know, that brother there is kind of, I don't know. Like I said, I'm not gonna disrespect people on my channel, but man, we got to do better. We got to cut that out, man. That's just a terrible habit, man.